5 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. You know, when you see stuff like what happened in Ferguson, Missouri, or in Charlotte, North Carolina, right now, you have to ask yourself, is God in that city? Is God, where's God, in that city? I believe God is there. I absolutely do. But one of the things I often think about Ocala is that we don't keep it a secret, that we allow God in our city. I don't think God needs your permission, but I think we do a pretty good job here at making that known, if that makes any sense to any of you. One of the people who makes this really the bigger statement than any of us is in the studio. Luis de Jesus is in the studio. I like saying it that way, Luis de Jesus. I might say it wrong. I don't know. How do you prefer people say your name?
They say de Jesus and de Jesus. It really doesn't matter.
But in the Hispanic church, Jesus is Jesus, right?
Yes, so it means my last name means of Jesus.
Yes,
Spanish.
Of course it does. Luis of Jesus. You can't have a better name than that, unless your name is Kevin Christian.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Kevin, we're thinking about you. Luis is a spokesperson for God Belongs in My City. You're also one of the publishers of a new magazine that we just started advertising here called, let me get it right, Ocala Christian Advocate?
Yes, the Ocala Christian Advocate magazine.
Which good for you. Congratulations on that. And John Sotomayor, congratulations. You two teamed up, so good team right there. So you have another walk coming up Saturday, October 1st. This is another just a demonstration to show everybody, hey, you're in a city that believes in God. And one of the things I know about the walks is contrary to what the media is showing us or wanting us to think. The media wants us to think that black and white are against each other, Hispanic and non-Hispanic are against each other, that old and young are against each other, that police and civilians are against each other. And in your walk, everybody I just named is walking hand in hand, all in agreement. Right?
Yes, yes. It's racial harmony, unity, peace, joy, everything that you can think of. Contrary to what the news is saying, that's what God Belongs to My City is here for our city. I
think it makes as much of a statement as what the T-shirts say, which is God belongs to my city. But I mean, just seeing everybody out there really makes a statement. Looking out this window.
Oh yes,
I watch couples walking out. They're multiracial couples.
Yes.
Come on, what is the media doing to us?
Yes.
I think the media is the devil. Except we're part of the media, aren't we? I don't know.
Well, you're the good side of it.
Thank you. Thank you. So how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
How's
Thanks
your wife?
My wife is doing good. She's home right now. She wanted to be with me, but I've been out since early. So
this is part of your ministry. The walk is part of your ministry.
Yes.
And explain this. Are you a pastor at a church here in Ocala?
Yes, I am a pastor to New Hope Worship Church, and it's here in Ocala off of 60th Airport Road on the southwest section. Yes.
Okay, excellent. And so how do we help you? Do we show up and walk? Is that how we do this?
Yes. Every single year, what we've done, we have shared this prayer walk through different radio stations. Of course, you guys have always had given me the opportunity to come here, and I want to thank you for that. But yes, everybody just shows up and walk. A lot of people say, how do I register? Just show up at Veterans Memorial Park at 9 o'clock in the morning, and we do some initial prayers there, and then we start walking 2.4 miles to Citizen Circle.
The one thing that when I get into conversations, I wanted to say arguments. They're not always arguments, but when I get into a conversation with somebody who does not believe in God, I always say to them, rather than try to convince you that there is a God, don't you think that people who have accepted God in their lives have actually become better people? And they will argue, no, because I'm immoral. And you know who the guy, Penn Jillette, do you know who he is from Penn and Teller? I mean, I like him a lot, but he's an absolute atheist.
He's the tall guy.
And he says you don't, he's the tall guy. He says you don't need to believe in God to be an altruistic person. You don't need God to be ethical.
Yes.
You don't need God.
I've heard of that.
And I said, well, what gives you hope? I mean, what exactly is it that gives you hope? There was a story this past week, you might have heard the story, in the parking lot of the library, a guy kills himself.
Oh, yes.
Well, he was a veteran. We just learned it on the Veterans News earlier today. The guy had no hope.
Yes.
Whatever it was that was going on in his life, he had no hope. And I don't know what his beliefs were, But doesn't believing in God give you hope?
Oh, yes. Yes, I received a call not too long ago from a young gentleman that was in the same situation, and this was like maybe 2 days ago. And he was like, Pastor, I have everything going for me. I have a great business, I have a great family, but I have something, it's like an emptiness inside, which, I can't fill. And I met him at a car wash, and I just started to talk to him about God Belongs to My City and everything that we do. And he ended calling me like maybe 3 weeks after that, just telling me, look, I really need to fill a void that I have within myself, because everything that I have, all the good stuff that I have is not filling that void, and I know it's God in my life. So I told him, you really have to make an effort to, learn more about God.
Yeah. So the walk is this Saturday, 9 a.m. Just show up. The one thing I wanted to ask you, if you could do it as a pastor, can you relay some stories of how you've actually witnessed prayer making a difference?
Oh, yes.
I'm throwing you a curve, I know, but
yes.
I just love these kinds of stories.
Well, I can say, one of the things that I can say, experiencing the life of a pastor and seeing people like, let's say, maybe like 3 weeks ago in our church, another young lady, she is homeless, and she wanted to commit suicide. And we prayed for her, and we told her that was not the way to go. And the girls, I say a girl, but she's a lady, and she's in her 40s. And I say, you know what? There's hope for you. You know what I mean? There's hope for you to keep moving forward. Look at your children. Look at your grandchildren. Look at your family. Look at all the people that are going to be disappointed, because if you commit something like this, what are you going to leave behind? There's just no way to explaining what you're doing. And we prayed for her, and now she's getting her her home. She's getting off of homelessness and all that stuff. It's just hard times for a lot of people, and they don't find no hope. I've seen where we have prayed for people and they have changed their lives around. And my own life, my wife and I were drug addicts 25 years ago, and God saved us from drug addiction and gangs. Saved my wife from gangs, and we had that crazy lifestyle. But now we've been saved for more than 25 years, and it's due to prayer and seeking the Word of God and just trying to be as faithful as.
Where were you 25 years ago physically? Where were
25 years ago, I was in New York, Westchester, New York. It's like the.
So I would have bumped into you, and I was a druggie.
Oh my God! Yeah, you would. Yeah.
Oh, a druggie.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
And
yes.
you have such a beautiful, pure smile. That's cute to Robin, maybe. It's not cute to me. I mean, you got such I can't imagine you being that guy, the druggie on the street.
That's every time I go to a church or, to bring a sermon or anything, I always tell them, I say, I'm not ashamed of where God took me out of, because if I wouldn't tell you, there wouldn't be a story behind the face that you just explained,
right.
And
tell your wife was in a gang?
Yeah.
Would she have a switchblade and leather and all that stuff?
She was a fighter. She was a warrior. Yes.
Oh my gosh. So your beliefs, your faith. Do you know? By the way, I think, Luis. Everybody says, "What's the meaning of life?" I think the meaning of life is to find God. I think the meaning of life is to find faith in God.
Yes.
Because otherwise, why would everybody, no matter what walk of life they're in, why are we all given these trials and tribulations? No matter how rich you are.
Oh yes, it doesn't matter. Everybody. The hard times are for the unjust and the just. Everybody goes through something in their lives. So
we're at the break. We have to take a break. Luis de Jesus is in the studio. Luis of Jesus. He's a spokesperson for God Belongs in My City, and you can belong in the group by simply showing up on Saturday, October 1st. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Thursday, times of clouds and sun with a thunderstorm around during the afternoon and evening hours. The high today, 88 to 92. Partly cloudy later Thursday night, low 70 to 74. Friday and Saturday, intervals of clouds and sun with a thunderstorm around each afternoon. The high both days between 88 and 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hello, gorgeous. Hi, this is Becky at Hello Gorgeous Salon. Let's get rid of those sun damaged ends and faded out color and get into something rich and vibrant. It's time to get that new look started. So call today and set up your appointment at Hello Gorgeous Salon, 351-5358. Hello Gorgeous is a certified Brazilian blowout salon. We can tame those locks, leaving your hair healthy and shiny with a Brazilian smoothing treatment. And whether you're going on a job interview or out on a date, your hands do a lot of talking. Manicures are a must. Hello Gorgeous is a full-service salon, so let us help you make a great first impression. Call us today to set your appointment at Hello Gorgeous. Our number is 352-351-5358. Again, that's 352-351-5358. Hello Gorgeous is conveniently located in the heart of downtown Ocala, right next to the historic Marion Theater. And don't forget, we also do men and children's cuts too.
Hello, gorgeous.
Looking to put your money to work? Florida Credit Union has a CD special, 25 months for 1.41% APY with a $10,000 minimum. Federally insured by the NCUA, a government agency. These rates effective through September 30th. Subject to change at any time. Visit one of Florida Credit Union's convenient locations today or their website, flcu.org, or call 352-237-8222. Don't miss this 25-month CD special. Again, the APY is 1.41%. Act now.
Hey, I'm Gary.
And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
All right, 18 minutes after 11 o'clock. If you're in Ocala on October 1st and you're near the boulevard between the Veterans Park and the square, I think that's the direction, right?
Yes.
You'll see a lot of people walking, and they will be wearing T-shirts that say "God belongs in my city." And if you'd like to be among them, you will be among people who agree with you that God belongs in your city. And you will look around you, and you will see older folks than you, younger folks than you, people darker than you, people lighter than you.
Oh, yes.
People who speak a different language than you, perhaps. People who are not very well off financially. People who are very well off financially. What other differences are there? Whatever differences there are, they'll all be there in agreement, not fighting, not looting, not bringing terror to the streets, but instead saying one thing, that God belongs in my city, and I believe God is in our city. And Luis de Jesus is our guest right now. If you prefer Luis de Jesus, you actually gave me permission one time to say it either way, so that's why I kind of go back and forth.
Yes.
But we're talking about this. So I asked you during the break how we can help, and I wanted you to tell the audience, how can we help you?
Well, one of the things that we have is like we've ordered a bunch of business cards that are like 5,000 to 10,000 business cards. And what they do is they have the date of the walk, it has the website, and it has my Gmail. And if people need information, it also has my number. So people can call me at 352-613-4033, and I can give you a box of cards, and you can just help us share the word with everybody out there. And of course, Facebook has been huge. If you can go to our website, GodBelongsInOcala.com, you can take the video snip or the URL and pull it out of there and just share it on Facebook. That's big.
Yeah, this is how many years ago did you start this?
This started in 2012 here in Ocala,
Okay,
yes.
So this is the fourth year then?
This is our fifth.
Fifth year. Okay,
Yes.
Well, I got you. Okay, and I remember in the early parts of this, you had at one point you had a tragedy in your family too. Was that the first year you had that happen?
That was the week following the 2012 prayer walk.
Oh,
yes.
and the tragedy was.
We lost a son to a murder in Reading, Pennsylvania.
My gosh.
But we just had a prayer walk in Reading, Pennsylvania, like 4 months ago. So
Did you?
yes,
Wow.
so it opened up the doors for us to be there, and that's a city that really needs God. It's like day and night. You cross from the west to the east, and it's like day and night is totally the opposite cities. It's just.
What did you say was here at the mall? Did you say T-shirts?
Yes, Ambassador's Christian Bookstore. You can get the T-shirts here,
okay.
and you could also get them at Gabriel's Bookstore, Christian Bookstore on State Route 40.
Okay.
And when you are a pastor of your church, or when you're talking about the prayer walk, you know what you're talking about. You believe what you believe in your heart, but you also have had this history of not so good times in your personal life, and especially as a family. And sometimes people will turn a deaf ear to people who are trying to tell them things that they know they couldn't possibly understand. But you yourself can understand everything, and that's why you relate so well.
Oh yes. Every time I see people that have tragedies, I tell them, we've been through them ourselves, and of course there's a time that comes that is very difficult, but when you have your faith and you keep seeking and you keep reading the Word of God and just keep being faithful, God is going to be there for you at all times. We've lost a son. I lost my brother last year to cancer. He was only 48 years old.
Oh my goodness.
And he was my only brother, my only blood brother. I have a lot of brothers in the church and stuff, and God belongs to my City Warriors, but he was my only brother. I miss him a whole lot, but it was better for him to go than to be suffering with cancer.
So getting back to the business cards, you want us to get some and then hand them out, like distribute them? Is that...
That would help a lot. Yeah, I do that all on my own, and I just share them with different churches.
Yeah.
The churches that are involved, we give them a box, and we're just asking everybody that has received those cards, those business cards, to just start giving them out. Every time I stop at McDonald's or wherever, I'm just giving them out and say, hey, it's a good way to start a conversation with somebody.
What is the distance from the Veterans Park to the town square? Is it 2 miles?
It is 2.4 miles,
Oh, okay.
but we do have transportation. Church vans going up and down. Just
Oh, really?
In case. Yes,
Okay.
It's well organized. Yes, very well organized.
Okay, so you would show up at what time is it again?
At 9:00 at the Veterans Memorial Park.
Okay, and then you would walk, and you're going to walk 2 miles, and then what? A van brings you back to your car?
No, when we get to the citizen circles, that's where we have pastors from different denominations.
So Citizen Circle is where you're going to.
Yes.
Okay, at City Hall.
That's City Hall.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, the back there they made it's beautiful.
Yeah,
We've done
yeah.
it there after the first year. We did it at Tuscaloosa the first year, but we've done it every single year at City Hall, Citizen Circle, which is the back part of City Hall. And there we have worship, and we have different Christian artists this year. We have two local Christian artists that are going to be there this year.
Like recording artists or paintings?
Oh, yes. We have Brother Joyvan Jimenez. He goes to Meadowbrook Church. He's going to be with us, and he's recorded movies with Medea or
really?
Tyler Perry. Yes.
Oh, wow.
He's, as a matter of fact, he just received a surprise. He's going to be on the cover of our magazine.
Oh, how great.
I can't wait to see the magazine. by the
Oh,
way.
it's going to be awesome. Yes.
Speak about the magazine a little bit. This is a work, I'm sure, a labor of love that you've been working with for a while. How long has this been in the works?
Well, it's been in my heart since the first day of God Belongs to My City, because I've always wanted to speak about the good things. What are the good things, and who are the good people that are doing great impact in our communities? Because you never see that on the news. So,
Right.
So that's one of the
I
things that
know.
we wanted to bring with the Christian Ocala Christian Advocate magazine. So you're going to see a lot of good stories there, a lot of good different editorial. It's going to be awesome. I'm really happy to be working with John Sotomayor. He's doing an excellent job. I'm the one that's out there pushing the magazine, but he's the one that's really doing all the work when it comes down to the editorial
Marketing
stuff.
is hard.
Yes,
The other is hard too. The writing,
both
but the
of them,
marketing.
yes.
And to have two people that each have a field of expertise working together like this on this kind of magazine is phenomenal.
It's working very well, and just pray for us because there is challenges, but we say every time we speak, we say no meltdowns.
So in the magazine, you'll be writing editorials and opinion pieces?
Oh, yes, you'll see a lot of information.
Okay, can I throw you another curve? What is the opinion piece that you have? I mean, you have to improvise it now regarding what's going on in the country right now, as far as like people not kneeling, not standing for the
national anthem.
National anthem. This whole anti-police mentality. This perception that white police officers are somehow targeting black, and I think in some cases they have. I think there are some that we can say were definitely bad
Yes.
policemen,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know that they represent in any way
Not
the
the whole-
larger picture.
Yeah, they don't represent.
So
the
what do
larger
you?
picture.
I mean, what would your editorial say regarding that? Because this is clearly an area that our country needs to pray about.
Yes.
Well, there in every magazine, there's going to be 2 opinion questions, and those opinion questions would be coming from John Sotomayor, and we have 2 in this edition, but I really don't know which
we
ones they
don't
are
know
right
that?
now. Yes,
Is your website done
But that's
yet?
a great. It's going to be up before the prayer walk.
Okay.
We're doing the ribbon cutting on the day of the prayer walk for the Ocala Christian Magazine.
Okay.
Also, so yes.
So just for the listeners who hear the ad, I believe John says the website in the ad, but it's not ready yet. It will be soon.
It will be ready right before the
So
prayer walk.
Give
Yes.
it about 10 days or so.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. 613-403-33 is the number I have. GodBelongsInOcala.com is the website, and that website is working, right?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you were showing me on your phone photographs from previous walks, and the one thing that is clearly obvious, and I've said it 2 or 3 times already, black and white are harmonious, living together.
Yes.
Just as Ocala has always been. Well, maybe not always. Maybe before I lived here, it wasn't this way, but it is now.
It is. I have a quick testimony, if I can. We had a school board member come, and she was supposed to be at the prayer walk, but she called me. This was last year, and she says, "Hey, Pastor Lewis, I'm not going to be able to make it because I feel very sick." And all of a sudden, she laid down on her bed, and before we started walking, we walked. We got to the citizen circle. We were on the stage, and we were doing all the prayers, and all of a sudden I see her come up to the stage, and I'm like, "I thought you were sick." She says, "You know what? Something was tugging at my heart and told me that I needed to be here." And when I saw all the colors on that stage, different
Was
races.
that Angie?
It was Nancy.
Nancy, okay. I took a shot at it. Oh, Nancy wasn't feeling well.
Yeah, she wasn't feeling well.
Oh, my
and she
goodness.
showed up, and she says, "I love the colors." She said, "It's just incredible that you can get so many people together to walk in one accord." And that's what we promote: united people, united prayer, united project without the S.
And the same thing is with like the Martin Luther King Jr. walk. It's not all black; it's black and white.
Yes.
We are together as a community. And you know what? God made all of us.
Yes.
There's not one
We're
of us
all
that
His
wasn't
children.
made by God. Not one of us that has to answer to God when it's all over.
That's it.
When you go at the end of your life.
Oh, yes.
Oh man, what he's going to have to review for you? First
I
of all,
don't know.
first of all, that car wash story. God did that just as a joke. Hey, watch! I'll hook you up with somebody at a car wash.
I talk to everybody.
Louis,
You are amazing.
Louise, thank you so much for coming in here. You've got I listen to people's accents, and you've got a hybrid Hispanic New York accent, right?
Yes, I
You
was
got a
born
little bit
and-
of Hispanic
born and raised
accent.
up there, yeah.
Yeah, but you say call. I'm going to call you
gonna
later.
call you.
If you want to call me.
Call me.
Now that sounds normal for you now.
That sounds normal for me.
Oh, I
Call.
mean,
I'm going to call the.
Yeah.
I'm going to call my dog.
Yeah.
I'm gonna,
You can flip. Good morning, ladies.
do you do a bilingual service?
Yes, we do.
You do?
Yes, we do. Yes. So yes, you can come to our church and hear Pastor Luis de Jesus preach in Spanglish.
Oh, nice.
I am so impressed by people who are bilingual. I got to
Yeah.
learn more than donde. Donde.
Donde estamos ahora?
How do you say I love you in Spanish?
Te amo.
Te amo?
Very easy. Te amo.
Te amo?
Yes.
Okay, I want to learn that one. Te amo. It might come in handy sometime. Thank you. Te amo, Luis.
I love you too.
That's wonderful. Okay, thank you for being here. 613-4033. October 1st, go to the Veterans Park and take part in God is God Belongs in My City walk. Thank you, Luis.
All right,
News
thank you very
Radio.
much.
I'm Lillian Wu. The family of the man killed in a North Carolina police shooting, which triggered protests, will see body camera footage today, according to Charlotte Mayor Jennifer Roberts, who tells Fox Business the public will not yet see the video.
Our policy has been that if the investigation is still ongoing, that we do not release pieces of evidence, that we want to have everything in place to complete the picture and to make sure that the investigation has the highest integrity.
One person was critically hurt last night.